Hello students. So today we will discuss the extranuclear inheritance. So before this, just recapitulation of the last class. In the last class we have discussed about the genetic basis of the sex determination, right? So we have discussed a different kind of the system, right? So sex determination system, that is first one is based on the XY chromosome, right? So which is found in the human being. So XY determination system, which actually determines by the presence of Y, actually heterozygous. And then the second one we have discussed the X and 0 system of sex determination, and that is found in the grasshopper and the cockroaches, right? So and the third one, in this there is a ratio that is occurred by the X0. Males are the X0 and female are the XX, right? And also the ratio of this X chromosome versus autosomes that determines the maleness or the femaleness, right? If it is 0.5, then that is the male. If it is 1, that is the female. And then ZW system, in this heterozygous are the females here and male are the homogametic, right? So here heterozygote are the female and homogametic are the male, right? Then haplodiploid, which is found in the honeybee haplodiploid system. Okay, here haploid system is the male and diploid system is the female, right? So there are some exception that actually the temperature dependent sex determination system found in mostly in the turtles, in the lizards and the crocodiles, right? There is a type 1a and type 1b, and there is a type 2, right, depending on the temperature. So this is all about the genetic basis of sex determination system. So today we will discuss the extranuclear inheritance, right? So as we have discussed that there are the two main organ, one is the mitochondria and one is the another one is the chloroplast, which is actually carry the extra DNA apart from nucleus, right? So if you see the percentage of the DNA as compared to the nuclear DNA, that is only 1%, which is found in the mitochondrial DNA, right? So the first one, that is the first point, that is the important, that these organelles inheritance actually don't follow the Mendelian inheritance. So these actually do not follow the Mendelian inheritance. Typical Mendelian ratio do not occur in this because meiosis based segregation is not involved, right, in this. And reciprocal cross usually show uniparental inheritance, with all progeny having the phenotype of the one parents, generally the mother, because of the zygote receive nearly all its cytoplasm. So there is a cytoplasm inheritance that is actually governed by the cytoplasm of the mitochondria and chloroplast. That is one parent. So generally mother actually carry that cytoplasm. So if a nucleus with a different genotype is substituted, non-Mendelian inheritance is unaffected actually, right? So the first we will discuss the mitochondrial DNA. Mitochondria are the organelles which are responsible for the cellular respiration. As we know, the mitochondria actually participate in the respiration. So this mitochondria have the double membrane, cristae and the matrix and their own DNA inside this. This codes for the protein and enzyme used for the mitochondria. So this DNA is not waste actually. That DNA codes for many proteins and enzymes actually which mitochondria use. Right. So nuclear DNA also codes for enzymes used in the mitochondria. So it's not a case that mitochondria it's codes its own enzyme and the protein. No. So there are many proteins which is synthesized by the nuclear DNA or mRNA, right? So if you compare versus nuclear DNA versus mitochondrial DNA, what is the exact difference between these two? So simply you can say that the nucleus DNA found in the nucleus and the mitochondrial DNA found in the mitochondria cell, right? So in the nuclear, it is two set of the 23 chromosome. If you talk about the human being, there is a, as I said, told you, there are 23 chromosome set, two set, and on the other hand, in case of the mitochondria, it may have the several copies of the single mitochondrial DNA molecule, means several copies. So here is the maternal and paternal, the inheritance, here only the maternal, because that DNA is found in the cytoplasm of the mitochondria. It is double helix. Mitochondrial DNA is the circular. It is bounded by a nuclear envelope, and this is a free of a nuclear envelope. There is no nuclear envelope found in the mitochondrial DNA. The DNA packed into the chromatin, and DNA is not packed into the chromatin, right? So this is a basic difference, nuclear versus mitochondrial DNA. As you can see here, this one is the DNA found in the nucleus, and now you can see this circular DNA which is found in the mitochondria, that actually denotes, or you can say codes for many enzymes, just like tRNA, glutamic acid, tRNA, serine. Mainly it's encodes the amino acids actually, right? So there are the tRNA gene. Now you can see tRNA, and there is a subunit of the cytochrome C oxidase. So it is the subunit of the cytochrome C oxidase, subunit of the ATP synthase. This is so there are many enzymes. So subunit of ATP synthase which synthesize the ATP, and also there is a 12S rRNA gene, 16S rRNA gene, and then there is a cytochrome B, right? So it means this circular DNA of the mitochondria have the different actually this genes for the different protein and enzyme, right? So this genome is what is the length and what is the amount of DNA which is found in the mitochondria. So it's around 16,569 base pair in length, right? So approximately it encodes 37 gene, right, and 13 protein. So it's not necessary all the genes actually synthesize the protein, no. So there are many genes which can actually denote the tRNA, rRNAs, right? So there are 13 proteins, 22 tRNAs, and 2 RNAs, right? So there are two general region in this. One is the coding region, responsible for the production of various biological molecule involved in the cell respiration, right? And one is the control region, that is responsible for the regulation of mitochondrial DNA, right? So coding region that encodes actually protein, but that has been controlled by a regulation control region which actually regulates this mitochondrial whole DNA, and contains some little non-coding DNA that is called junk DNA, which is found in normal in the nucleus also, that is called intron. So as we know, there are intron and exon found in the DNA, intron and exon. So intron is the inactive and exon is the active part of the gene which actually transcribe into the protein, right? Maternal inheritance of the mitochondrial DNA. So how this inheritance actually mitochondrial DNA. So during fertilization, the sperm only contributes its nucleus, right? So as I think so, I have already discussed this point. So the sperm only contributes its nucleus, so through 23 chromosome, and the mitochondria of the sperm cell are located at the mitochondrial sheath which is destroyed upon fertilization. So the mitochondria which is found in the sperm So that actually located in the mitochondrial sheath, and which is destroyed upon fertilization, during fertilization. So only nucleus actually go for the fertilization. The only available mitochondrial DNA is that of the mother's ovum, right? So that has the mitochondrial DNA in the cytoplasm, right? So that is why mitochondria is of the maternal origin. So if you see this structure, this slide actually, maternal inheritance of the mitochondrial DNA. So this one is the ova, I mean whole set of this ovary, and individual are the egg actually. So egg is out from the ovary, so there is a sperm, right? So sperm contains the DNA, and this egg actually contains DNA, as well as in the cytoplasm there is a mitochondria, and that mitochondria contains the DNA. So there is a fertilization, means the nucleus of the sperm goes inside the egg, right? So the fertilization happens. So in this fertilization, further it actually becomes into the zygote while development. So that zygote contains the cytoplasm of the egg, if you see by this, right? So it means that inheritance, maternal inheritance through mitochondria. So these mitochondria contains the DNA, they actually become the part of embryo, right? So in the embryo, the mitochondrial DNA of the female or the mother actually carry forward, right? Not the DNA of the mitochondria of the sperm, right? So the maternal inheritance of the mitochondria happens like this. Key fact about the mitochondrial DNA, what is the key fact actually? So mitochondrial DNA siblings will match each other and that of their mother. So of course, if the DNA is coming from the mother, then of course it should match to the mother. So this DNA is found as a single circular chromosome in the cell, and this may contains multiple copy of the mitochondrial DNA. A human cell may contains 100 or thousands of the mitochondria, and this may be useful when nuclear DNA is limited because of its abundance, right? So this is all about the mitochondrial inheritance, how it flow actually, that we have already understand by this slide actually, how the flow of mitochondrial DNA goes till embryo and further development by the mother cell, by the mother egg cell actually, right? So this is called mitochondrial inheritance through mother. Right, so now the next is the chloroplast inheritance, how it happens during the chloroplast. So same thing happen, that chloroplast actually divide and grow in the same way of as mitochondria, right? So this genome is not as well characterized as the mitochondrial DNA. If you compare the chloroplast DNA genome and the mitochondrial, then mitochondrial genome is well characterized actually. So structurally, this chloroplast DNA is similar to the mitochondrial DNA. It is a double-stranded, supercoiled, circular, but it lacks some, structural proteins. And the GC is the content of the chloroplast DNA often differs from both nuclear and mitochondrial DNA. Right, so this is guanine and cytosine content, right? The size of this chloroplast DNA varies from 80 kilo base pair to 600 kb in different organism. All chloroplast genomes carry non-coding DNA, right? So it actually do not code the structural protein, but it codes the non-coding DNA as well. So this has the multiple copy of the DNA in the several nucleoid region, and for example, Chlamydomonas has 500 to 1500 chloroplast DNA molecule per chloroplast. Means within a single chloroplast there is a 1500 chloroplast DNA is there. So this nuclear gene encodes some chloroplast components, while the chloroplast DNA genes encodes the rest. So share, which may include the intron also, right? So this there is one example, that plant is called 4 o'clock plant, right? So the chloroplast inheritance actually you can see in this plant, which actually do not follow the Mendelian law, inheritance law actually of the chloroplast in the shoot, right? So if you see the structure of this, green shoots have the normal chloroplast, while shoots have only leucoplast which lacks actually chlorophyll and are incapable of photosynthesis, right? So if you see here, there is a variegated shoots received both chloroplast and the leucoplast. So there are two you can say the color, right, chlorophyll kind of things. So one is the chloroplast and one is the leucoplast. So leucoplast cannot photosynthesize actually, but chloroplast can, which segregated during the cell division. Progeny cells are therefore green or white in a variegated mixed pattern. So here you can see these are the variegated shoots where there is a all white shoots where there is no photosynthesis, right? All green shoots which have the chloroplast, right? And this has the leucoplast. This one has the leucoplast. Variegated main shoots which don't have the chloroplast, right? This leaf don't have. This is the green leaf. This one is the green leaf, right? So if you see their, I mean this kind of the uh, 4 o'clock structure actually of the plant. Right, so model for the inheritance of the shoot color in the 4 o'clock plant. So if you take a parental white color which have the leucoplast, right, and a leucoplast, then there is a leucoplast in the cell, egg cell, right, and pollen sperm actually came from any other type, right? It contains, then there is a zygote formation occurs, then finally you will get the white plant. Means you started with the white and you will get the white, right, because of the egg cell. If you have started with the green plant that has the green egg, I mean that egg cell actually have the chloroplast and it has the leucoplast here. So it has the chloroplast, so there is a photosynthesis occur, so plant would be the green, right? If it fertilized with the pollen grain and finally zygote formation occurs and finally the development of the plant, so that would be the green plant, right? So there are a plant which is mixed actually. So variegated produces 3 egg type. So this is the variegated plant, right? Mixed plant actually. So that produces one kind of the egg who have the uh, leucoplast, right? And it can produce the one egg who have the mix, means it has the leucoplast as well as chloroplast, and one egg which is the third one which has the chloroplast, right? So all these 3 egg can fertilize with the pollen grain and give the zygote and then finally the development of the plant. So in which case there is a leucoplast only, then white plant we will get, and in which there is a mix, then that variegated plant we will get. Variegated means some leaves are green, some leaves are white or mixed actually, variegated. So in which there is a chloroplast, then that plant is actually green plant. So this is the inheritance in the 4 o'clock plant, that is governed by the cytoplasm, not by the nucleus. So this one is the nucleus. So it is governed by the cytoplasm of the egg, because in the cytoplasm that chloroplast actually found. So shoot color in these plants therefore shows a pattern of the maternal inheritance. There are 3 assumptions in the model that we have discussed. In this model, pollen contributes no chloroplast or the leucoplast to the zygote. The chloroplast genome replicates autonomously so that progeny plastids retain the same color phenotype as the original plastids. And the segregation in the third case, there is a chloroplast that has some with leucoplast and some with a mixture, means that is the middle one, mixture color you will get, right? So this is all about your uh, extra chromosomal inheritance, right? Extra nuclear inheritance apart from the nucleus. So there are 2 organ, chloroplast and the mitochondria is found, that has the circular DNA as compared to the nucleus, and there are many genes which actually denotes the protein that codes the protein and that actually show the inheritance, and it is go by the cytoplasm of the mitochondria and cytoplasm of the chloroplast, right? So this is all about extranuclear inheritance. So in next class we will discuss about this one was the genetic basis of the sex determination and extranuclear inheritance. So next is the exchange of the genetic material. So what are the way by which the genetic material can exchange? So if you think about this topic, exchange of genetic material. So exchange of genetic material, that particularly we have already discussed about the this genetic linkage, recombination and the crossing over. Basically, if I say, as per my view, exchange of the genetic material, exchange ka matlab just I am giving the DNA to somebody and somebody giving DNA to me. That actually the exchange of genetic material, and that happens with the recombination and crossing over. So the true exchange of the genetic material that happens because of the recombination and crossing over, that we have already studied, right? That we have already discussed, right? So recombination and crossing over, through which happens meiosis 2 condition, the crossing over. And the other aspect of the exchange of the genetic material is the transformation, that we will discuss in molecular genetics here in detail. Transformation, conjugation, transduction, right? So in the transformation, what is the transformation? Suppose there is a bacteria, right? So bacteria, that is the competent bacteria. So if you artificially or the naturally, if that bacteria will take a DNA from the surrounding, right, inside the bacteria, that is called simply transformation, right? But this is one way. So exchange of genetic material, that actually happens because of the recombination and crossing over, but transformation is one way, means bacteria is taking the DNA from the surrounding, right? But any other time or next time, that bacteria can give to the nature, to the other bacteria by the nature, right? So in that way it can exchange actually, right? So we will discuss this in detail. These are the method. First one is the transformation, and the second one is the conjugation. Conjugation happens when two bacteria makes the conjugative tube and transfer the DNA from one bacteria to the other bacteria. So the bacteria which is giving the DNA, that is called donor, and the bacteria which actually receive those DNA, that is called recipient. So donor and recipient through conjugation tube transfer of the DNA is called conjugation. And third one is the transduction. So transduction, uh, you can say the flow of or exchange of the genetic material through bacteriophage. So bacteriophage actually contains some part of the DNA of any other bacteria or its own, and that when it infect to the bacteria, so in that bacteria it transmit their own DNA, and with their virus DNA there is a bacterial DNA also that came along with that DNA, and that finally elongate with the, you can say the recombinate with the bacterial DNA. So that is called transduction. So these are the three main important method, that is the transformation, conjugation and transduction, that we will discuss detail in the molecular genetics part, second unit, right? But very brief we will discuss in the next class, exchange of genetic material, right? Then in the second unit we will discuss the plasmid replication, copy number, control, incompatibility, maintenance, curing and distribution, all these, that, right? So thank you so much. If you have any doubt, we can discuss in the next June class actually, right? So conjugative, there are 3 classes which will occur by the video mode, right? So thank you so much.